Hi there. Surprise. I am live another day. I just wanted to quickly hop on here and show you how I keep track of my inventory of stamps and bundles. So let me get you set up looking down at my table and let me get you on my Facebook and we'll go from there. All right. Table. Let me get you on here so I can see what I'm doing. I should have mentioned that I am Wendy Keys Turnbull and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, which all of you already know if you've been watching at all. So here's what I do whenever I get a new stamp set. So I'm just going to do the one with autumn leaves, because I have dies for that too. Okay. So I have, whenever I use up a package of designer series paper, or even before I use it up, I take this piece out of the back of it. This was obviously out of a 6x6, yep. But I take the piece out of the back of the 12x12 and I cut it into quarters, so there's 6x6 pieces. And those are what I keep track of my stamp sets on. I use Stamparatus. And I put, so I think I've told you before that the reason I have this here is so that I'm not trying to stamp with the paper right up against the edge. There's a lot of embossing powder on here. Okay, so, and actually with this one it doesn't matter, so I'm going to go ahead and put it right up against the edge. I am going to put one magnet on up here just to hold it in place. Okay, so what I do is I stamp all of the stamps in the new set on this. So what I do is I line them all up on this piece of paper here, on this piece of, it's kind of like cardstock. And if I can't fit them all on one page, I'll do page 1 of 1 or page 1 of 2 and page 2 of 2, but I can probably fit these all on here without any problem. Okay, let's see here. Let's go this way. And we've got some words we'll put here. And put this on here. Let me just get rid of this thing that's telling me I have a new device signed up. Okay. And put this. I usually silence my phone, but I'm not going to be on for very long, so I didn't think of it. So what I want to do, that's not going to work. I want to leave a space here where I can write what this stamp set is. So let's do this instead. Let's put this one over here. Let's put this one here. Still have a few left. Let's see what I can do here. So if you're watching, just say hi so I know who's watching and I can say hi back. Okay, so these are not going to fit on here that well because I want to be able to see them all. That's okay up there. Got some little ones here. Let's see here. Right in here maybe. If I move that a little bit, that'll go in there. Okay, and another one in here, like so. Whoops. And one more. Let's see if I move this a touch. Oops, gotta be careful. I can probably put this down here. I used to leave this little space open because I used to put a number down here. All of my stamps had numbers. And then I used to put the coordinating number here so I could keep track. But rather than do that, because I would buy new stamps and I wouldn't, the numbers wouldn't be coordinated in order anymore. And I'm kind of anal about that stuff. So now I just put them alphabetical. So I don't bother to number them anymore. And I will show you what I mean by how I numbered them in a few minutes. So, okay. So now they're all on there. This is going to come up. Oops, I just realized that I don't have that's okay. That worked out really well. Put the pad in there. Oops, that's not the pad. This is the pad. A couple of them here. Yeah, we'll just use this one. Nope, that's not it either. My goodness. Guess I grabbed the wrong Stamparatus. I have two of them, and one of them always has the pad on it. Okay, there we go. So now I can go ahead and peel this off because I have the stamps placed where I want them. Oh dear. Okay, that is pretty sticky stamp set. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a new piece of cardstock here and put that down. Okay, put this up here again. So what I do here, because these polycarbonate or whatever they are, stamps tend to, sorry, my video went dead and I want to be able to see it. They tend to not stamp well for the first few times. So what I usually do is I put some Stays-On on them first. It seems to help. Oops, not Stays-On black. Sorry. No, I put some Versamark on them. Like so. Here, you guys can't really see what I'm doing up there. Okay. So I just Versamark them all over because that seems to make them stamp a little better and it seems to make them clean a little better too. Okay, and then I take either Stays-On or Memento. I always stamp my stamp sets in black so they're all uniform. Not that that really matters. It's just how I do it. Like I said, I'm a tiny bit anal about organization. So, okay. Then we just close her up. And I have this little stampendable thing here to make sure I get that all stamped. And the Versamark also makes it so that when I pull off the card, it comes up a little easier. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do it again. I'm going to move this over here a little so I can get the I'm in well. But I'm going to go ahead and do all of them again because they could all use it. Other than the veins, they could all use it again. And the words actually look pretty good. But that's okay. Okay. One more time. If you're watching, say hi so I can know that you're watching and I can say hi back to you. Okay, so I didn't have that one perfect down there. But there you go. So that's what I do for that. And then I will pull that out. And now I need to open the dies and I need to see which of the stamps have a die that go with them. Hi, Collie. If I get up and look, hi, Lori. If I get up and look at my iPad, I can see who's watching. When I'm watching it on my laptop, I can't tell who's watching. I can just tell that there are people watching. Okay, so the stamps that have dies that work for them, let me just real quick, sorry, let me wipe this off. Oh, that's my old thing. I prefer my Stampin' Chamois over this old thing. Just pulled off the pile. Okay. All right. I'm going to make sure. So that one goes on there. We know that for a fact. And this one goes on here. So what I do is I make sure that I have, and it appears that these guys, that one looks a little longer than that. Yeah, that's not the same. Okay. This might be, though. Let's see here. Nope. Nope, maybe. Nope, it's different. You see it's different on some of the things there, although, nope, it's different. So, yeah, it's different. So those don't do it, but this one does. Right here. Okay. And then we have some banners. So I know that this is going to go on one of these. And I know that this can go on there. And this can go on there. So what I'm going to do is all the ones that don't have coordinates that go with them, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off. And I will probably clean these a little bit better later. But really, it doesn't matter if they stay black because that just kind of makes them easier to use, makes them easier to stamp. So let me go ahead and get these out of the way real quick like. Okay, and this one needs to come off right here. And let's see, is there a thing that will fit on that? Well, that will fit on either of these two. I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one because that one's so close to the other ones that have to be cut out. And you'll understand that in a minute when I show you what I do with these. Okay, so this one goes up here, and this one goes down here. Okay, so then what I do is I get a scrap piece of paper. Whoops. Usually sometimes I have to use two. You see what I can find that's the right size. And in this case, I don't care what color it is. I just want one that those will fit on. So they might fit. If I move that one, they will all fit on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one down here. And I'm going to see where this needs to be. Right there. Okay. Oops, let's flip that over. Oh well. And we're going to put our magnet, which I have stuck to everything, on here. I think I'm going to put it right here for now. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp these again. Oh, that one's a little crooked. Let me straighten that out. Okay. All right, and we're going to do this. Whoops, that's not going to be able to be there. There we go. And that's good enough for what I need. I just need to be able to show myself that those have stamps that coordinate, or dies that coordinate with them. And then we're going to quickly cut those out. Nobody is telling me that they're watching, but I can see that two people are watching, so that's okay. All right, so we're gonna put this on here. I see that this was actually a folded piece, but that's okay, because like I said, this is just for my use, so I know what I've got. Okay, I pulled something off that I shouldn't have. I can't put that on there right now. I'll do that next. I can do this one. To have you as a friend. Get it on there, right? And let's move it over so the D is showing. There we go. So with something this little, I would typically use washi tape on it to keep it from moving and keep it right where it needs to be. I don't feel like getting up and getting my washi tape right now while I'm in the middle of this, so I'm not going to worry about it this time. Like I said, this is just, why are they sticking to each other? This is just for my use, so I know what I have. Oh my gosh, they are. They're like sticking to each other. They're a little too close. Okay. All right, and this leaf. Okay. And I think I pulled off an extra one that I wasn't supposed to, so I'll fix that in a few minutes. Let's get these done first. All right. Okay. So these I'm going to put up here out of the way so I know that I've already cut them. And I'm going to go ahead and do that one if I can figure out if I can make it work. I might have to stamp it again. All right, I'll show you what I do with these in a second. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I can make that work. Nope, I'm gonna have to stamp that one again. And then, you know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm going to cut. I'm gonna cut these out. So when I try to keep the same color paper, that is the same color paper. We're gonna cut these remaining pieces out here. All of them. Let's see. Oops. Up here. And here, like, wow. Oh, just fits. Okay. Oh, I've got all those over there to cut out yet, too. Oh, well. So I don't want to make this run too long, so I'm not going to cut all those other ones out while I'm on. I will cut those out, and I will show you what I do with them next. Show you what I do with the rest of the stuff. These are pretty neat. I like these. That up there. We'll put this up there. I probably won't bother to, let's get my, take your pick tool to get that out of there. Whoops. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's what I do with them. I cut them all out. Then I go back to this thing that I stamped. And I take a gel pen. And let me make sure I have one that has some ink in it. And I outline everything that has a die that goes with it, just roughly, so I know when I'm looking at this, and I'm going to show you where I would be looking at this, that there are dies that cut these leaves out. And I'm also going to, so I have several different ways. Let's see, does this cut them out in twos or, yep, it does, okay. Cuts them out together. Leaves a little opening there. Okay, and then this would go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly, go around this with that and go around this. And obviously, and I probably should go like this, just so I know that that's dotted also. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. Same thing down here. And just to give me an idea. Same thing, dot, 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 just to show. I'm not going to do it all the way around it. And then this one, let's put it on one of these where it fits better. Have you as a friend. Okay, so this is, I'm going to go around the outside of it only because if I go around the inside, it's going to go right across it. So I'm just going to go around the outside of it here. And I don't bother to put the other dies, so we have all of these other dies that don't really coordinate with anything. So I don't bother to put them on there. I just cut them out. So this way I know. So then the other thing I would do here is I would take my blue pen, told you I was anal, and I write autumn leaves, and I write that it has 12 stamps, and then I write underneath it coordinating dies. And then the other thing I do is I make sure I know which catalog it came from, and I believe Autumn Leaves is in our mini. So above it all, Autumn Leaves, yep. So I will write, and this is September, December in red pen. I will write SD23 mini. Okay, then what happens to this is I have this thing here that my friend Angela's husband made for me. If you don't have somebody handy to make you the post, just buy 2 of these big rings. That's really all you need. So you'll see this is my current Stampin' Up! Sets. So alphabetically, Autumn Leaves is going to be towards the beginning, and I probably ought to, I shouldn't have done that. Move this around here. Okay. So the first one is alphabet, and then apple, and then artistically, and then it goes to bees. So here is where this will fit, right in here. So now, someday I'm thinking, oh, I want to make a card with autumn leaves on it, or with leaves on it. I can just search through here for every card that has any kind of leaf on it, and I can decide which one I want to use. And then I can find it alphabetically over on my shelf. And then, so on here, oh, you know what? That one does not go in there, though. That's my currents, which this is a current. However, I also have a spot in here for online exclusives, mini catalogs. And then under mini catalogs, I have January, April, and I have July, December. Well, obviously it's no longer July, December, but that's the one I'm going to keep. So I'm going to go ahead and put it here in front of Very Cute goes Autumn Leaves. So there you go. So then when the catalog expires, and these, if I know that they're going to be carried over to the new catalog, I will hold them out, or I will put them in the new catalog. If they aren't going to be, I pull them out and I put them with the stamp sets when I pull them out to get rid of them. If I get rid of them. Or if I'm planning to keep them, I can put them right here under retired SU stamps. So these are all the retired stamps I have. Actually, I think I've gotten rid of some of these a couple of weeks ago. And then this is my non-Stampin' Up! Sets, which honestly, guys, I have a lot of cute ones, but I never, ever, ever use them because I'm always using my Stampin' Up! Sets. So I don't know why I keep them. I guess because someday I think I might need them. So that, then what I do with these is I have a scrapbook over here. And I will put them in here. So these are gone, so I need to get rid of this. I have not caught this up yet, but so what I'll do is I'll find a page that's partly blank right here, and well, they won't fit, but if they would fit, I would glue them on here and put the name of the stamp set and where it came from. See, this says Celebration. So I need a lot. There's a lot in here that I need to get rid of. Need to pull out. There's a spot I would probably put them. So that way, if I ever want to just have some die cuts of something, I can look through here and I can say, oh, let's see, I want to die cut a puppy, a dog. And I can look and see if I have any doggy die cuts. I have sheep. I have right there the puppy. Actually, I don't have this anymore, but that would be if I was keeping it up to date, which I was until last year. Okay, so that is my tip for how I store all of my stuff. That's all I wanted to do today. Thanks so much for watching. If you catch the replay, say hi. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. And now my phone's ringing.